up? Welcome to another episode of Dear Beauty. Ever since you told me it sounds like booty, I try to enunciate beauty.
Listen, I don't have any issue with booties. You know I love me the booty.
Booty.
I'm an ass woman, personally. So, oh my god, okay. So, you know, our favorite Instagram, Keeping Up with the Karens. So
I hate it and I fucking love it at the same time.
I know. It's like watching The Bachelor. It's like, I can't do this, but also I have to.
Oh my god, I have some tea on that this morning.
Oh my god, beautiful. So there was a video of, like, this guy who, I guess some white lady, like, cut him off and flipped him off, and he, like, followed her home.
Yeah.
And was, like, filming her, and they, you know, called it out on this Instagram channel, and then a couple days later they were like, oh, whoops, we made a mistake. Turns out this guy has, like, a restraining order against him for doing something similar, and he's not allowed to do this on social media.
I was just looking that up. Carlos Dillard. I was just going to share that with you. That was the tea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then our tea was the same.
Yeah.
We both came in with some Earl Grey, sipping away, thinking we had something special.
But, like, yeah, it's so scary because you don't know, like, it's always one perspective of it.
Right.
You know, and it's just, I mean, sometimes that one perspective is, like, all you need because it's blatantly clear. But then also, like, was it set up? Like, nowadays where people want shit to go viral, like, how do we know what's real, what's not real? All these kids out here trying to make their TikTok viral.
Yeah, that was how I started my morning. I watched Karen videos and saw that, and I was like, Carlos, you done fucked up, Carlos.
So, I mean, like, that's our topic today, like, scams.
Yes. Let's talk about
skincare scams.
Them scams of skincare. There's so many.
Yeah, and we wanted to dive a little bit into the cancel culture that I feel is so prevalent on YouTube nowadays and all these influencers involved in it.
And the beauty community in general is often pretty quick to, like, judge others. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes I don't personally think it is. But, like, everyone has their different view and, like, a different idea of what justice is, you know?
Yeah, and, like, what's the line that you draw to, quote unquote, like, cancel someone? Like, what is the true benefit of it?
Yeah. So anything that we say here, like, let's just preface it, Jen. Can we agree? Like, this is our opinion.
Yeah.
We totally, acknowledge and respect anyone else's opinion. We're just sharing our thoughts. So we're not trying to, like, tell you that you're wrong if you boycott a brand for some reason or another. That's not what we're trying to get at here. We're just, like, sharing with each other what we think.
Yeah, like, we're here to chat about it and share with you guys about it, and we would love to hear, you know, your kind feedback. Like, yesterday we launched Embody Education, and, like, one of the things that we put on there is, like, dude, be kind. Like, we're in a space where we want to share our thoughts, we want to hear your thoughts, but, like, you don't have to be mean about it. We don't have to be mean about it either.
Right. Yeah.
So
we'll always strive to, like, be respectful and
we're here, we have good intentions, and we hope you do too, and we're here to also, like, life is always, like, opinions change, we're open to change, and we're here to better ourselves. But for the time being, we're going to talk about skincare scams. Let's do it. So the first thing is eye cream. Before we talk about eye cream, I just want to talk about Susan Yara and mixed makeup a little bit.
It's kind of related to eye cream.
It is related to eye cream. So I am a huge fan of Susan Yara. Like, I would watch her videos religiously on mixed makeup on YouTube. Like, my favorite series was you know, where she judges other people's skincare routines, because I learned so much from it. Yeah, and recently Homegirl announced that the brand Naturium was hers. Do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, so listen,
Let's give them both perspectives, or like both
Yes.
sides of it.
Yes. I would like to like come at this from understanding what she was trying to do,
Yeah.
as well as understanding why it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So Susan Yara had previously mentioned that she had no interest in developing a skincare line. She's been really vocal about her disapproval of influencers who create skincare lines, and her like reasoning, as I understand it, for not being on board with that is that they don't have like extensive knowledge. Do you know, I am not like as big of a fan. You were the one who like turned me on to her, and I'm just kind of like in and out every now and again. Do you know what her credentials are? Like what makes her so much more qualified?
She actually did like a whole video on it. So she comes from a journalism background. So she had worked for, different, I guess, like editorials, like magazines, or I'm sorry if I'm incorrect.
Birdie, Refinery 29, one of those?
So she was a journalism, so she was very involved in like fashion, beauty, and skincare. So that's where kind of like her skincare journey starts. And she's always been like, I guess, a fan of skincare. And then she also worked with different brands and like medical spas and businesses that were catering to the beauty industry. So she, so her whole thing. Oh, sorry. So, like, her whole thing is, like, I've worked with professionals, and I did the research, too.
Okay, so it's not that she is, like, a trained esthetician. She's not a dermatologist. She's not a formulator. She's
just a super beauty enthusiast.
Okay.
Yeah, so that worked alongside professionals when she would, like, because she also had, like, a marketing agency with them. Gotcha. That's what I remember from this video.
Okay. So when I hear that, what I hear is, like, she did a lot of research. Okay, so anybody could do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you and I are the absolute Google queens of the universe. Like, every time we don't know something, we Google it. So, anyway, that's beside the point. I just wanted to, like, get an idea of why she felt that she had the knowledge to create a brand when other influencers didn't.
Yeah.
So, she had previously said that she had no interest in creating a brand. And then since, I think, like, January, February, she has included this brand, Naturium, in her product reviews. She's, promoted them on her channel. She even provided a discount code to her followers, like an affiliate code. The issue here is that at no point did she disclose that she was the owner of that brand. She actually presented it like she was just an influencer who had received the brand in PR.
Yeah, so there were, unfortunately, screenshots where people asked where she got this from, and she said she got it in a PR mailer.
So she made other comments when she was reviewing the products about, like, I can't wait to try their retinol. I'm curious about the formula. Like, she very much presented it as, I have no affiliation with this brand. And then, come to find out, she's actually the owner of it.
Yeah.
So for those who aren't familiar with the Federal Trade Commission, what that is a government agency that is responsible for ensuring that U.S. businesses are acting ethically and treating consumers with, I guess, respect. I don't know.
Yeah. But being transparent with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So recently, the FTC has released guidelines for social media influencers because, like,
which is, like,
marketing,
recent, right? Because before
it's only
like
it's only been like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But, like, influencer marketing is so prevalent these days, and it's a great tool for businesses. Like, we use it, we love it. We've purchased from influencers. So what was happening was that these brands were either paying influencers to promote their product or providing, like, a sales commission for influencers. That's totally fine. But a lot of influencers were not disclosing that information, which means that they were like kind of misleading their followers. Like the followers don't know whether or not the influencer like actually likes this product or got paid $10,000 to post. Which, by the way, I don't know if y'all know how much influencers make per post,
It's
like
fucking crazy.
Like a high performing influencer can charge upwards of like $2,000 to $5,000 a post. It's redonkulous.
There was
that's
an
how they afford
influencer.
mansions.
Yeah, there was an influencer, or I guess like personality or whatever, that we had considered working with, and one of her, just to have her post once with your product was like $5,000 a post.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I don't remember if she was actually that high performing. She had like a large follow count number.
Yes.
But what we've learned through a lot of trial and error is that your follower count number doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't.
What matters is your engagement.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for as a brand. So for us, this past year, we realized like we don't care about follower count. We care about how much, what's the
engagement.
The engagement, and then there was like another one, like how much you sell. What was the term for it? I forgot.
Conversion?
Yeah, sales conversion.
Yeah.
So like depending on what your brand wants, like for us, we want people who can turn around product and also have a high engagement with their customers. I mean, not customers, they're fans.
There are customers now.
Yes.
So where was I going with that? Oh, okay. So the FTC now requires, so they're called guidelines. They are not laws. However, they're considered like best business practices. You can file a complaint against a company for not following FTC guidelines, and that company may be fined. There are laws that the FTC guidelines are like based on. Mostly the guidelines are just there to like put into layman's terms what exists in the law. So FTC guidelines require that social media influencers disclose any like I guess personal interest in a brand that they promote. So that's why you'll see the hashtag ad, or in like the location of a post, you'll see sponsored by whatever brand, or they'll say this was sponsored by so-and-so. It's because they're required to disclose that they received some sort of like monetary compensation, whether that's like stock, whether it's free product, whether it's a commission, whatever. They have to let you know. So the issue here with Susan is that she went months without letting anyone know. So she lied to her following, to her customers, and promoted a product without, you know, like disclosing that she was actually making direct profit from those sales.
Yeah, and you shared with me a video from an Instagram account. What was the handle? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't. I'll have to look back.
Here, I have it on here, but it's a pretty good video from another woman, a female business owner in the beauty industry that gave me a really good perspective on like why what Susan did was, I guess, really upsetting to people. Because when I had first heard about it, I was like, oh, okay, like it's not, I guess like it's not that big of a deal. Like I like would still love and support her. So the account handle that I had seen this video from talking about the whole situation was by Carolyn Hirons. And you can check it out for yourself. But basically, to sum it up, like from a business perspective, what Carolyn disagreed about was that one, like if you're promoting transparency on your page and you're promoting all these certain things, then it kind of goes against all of her values.
Right.
The second thing is that like you basically just like lied, you went against the FTC guidelines. And Caroline said something that really stood out to me is that like it's no excuse. Like, yes, we're in a pandemic, but you know, like if you were transparent with your customers from the your fans from the very beginning, she believed that the brand would have been much more successful. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I felt like, you know, like I'm such a huge fan of Susan. Like I felt like if she had come out from the beginning, even if it was during the pandemic, which also skincare sales like skyrocketed during the pandemic.
Yes. It was like a marked thing. Like
yeah,
everyone was like, what the fuck is happening? Why are people buying so much? It's a phenomenon called comfort buying. Mm-hmm. So it's basically like what happened with toilet paper.
Yeah.
But with things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
So, like, people were so stressed
like
out that they thought, like, I need... Did we, like, go...
Also, for my birthday, everyone gave me, like, weed. Are you guys telling me to calm the fuck down or something?
Yes.
I got edibles, and I got, like, a whole goodie bag for my girls with, like,
oh, they gave you weed?
Yeah, they gave me, like, a whole bag of pre-rolls.
Dude, I didn't realize that many people gave you weed.
I know, so, like, my boyfriend was
Did you eat the edibles last night?
No, I didn't. I left them in the office.
Oh my god, you need to eat them.
Yeah.
Maybe we should eat them before our next podcast.
But yeah, so like from a business perspective, it was just a very like poor decision made. And like as a fellow female business owner, I guess Caroline was really upset that that Susan had used, I guess that it being a pandemic and that she was poor as an excuse to not launch. Mm-hmm. And Caroline says something too that made me realize...
Well, she did launch. That's the issue, is that she did launch. Yeah. Turns out that this product has actually been available for purchase since October. So we're talking about upwards of 8 months that this product has been on the market and been promoted, but not like disclosed her relationship with it.
Yeah. And so I feel like this is a really good business lesson for everyone to learn from. And I'm still following it because I'm still a fan of Susan. I want to learn. I want to find out why she did what she did. She did release a video on it. But I felt like that wasn't a really good explanation of why.
Are you talking about the launch video, or did she do something after that?
No. So she did the launch video, but I would like to hear more personally from her, like why she made the decision to do so. Like, what is her response to all of this backlash? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, she also pulled some of her like influencer friends into it. Yeah. And, I don't think personally that was a wise decision either, because now these other influencers are like complicit in that kind of deception. And it was strange. Like, I don't know what the laws are in other countries regarding like disclosure of interest. But a couple of the other influencers that she like quoted in her video were saying like that was such a smart decision, that's the perfect way to launch something. And I was like, this is really not. So her rationale was that she wanted honest feedback about the product without the influence of like her name to it.
Yeah.
Which I get. But you also could have done that through like focus groups. You could have done that through like PR packages,
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a way to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like this falls into the scam category, but this is a T.
Yeah. It's not a scam. We're going to continue to follow it. We'll continue to update. I would encourage you to do your own research. And like, I hope that this won't impact further the way that I feel about her, because I've learned so much from Susan. Like, even though she might not have the credentials, like, like being an esthetician or dermatologist, she's done her research. She's loves skincare. And it's just, if you're starting out on your skincare journey, I think it's an excellent way to kind of like learn what works. Of course, skincare is like a variable. It's different for everyone, but at least understanding why it's different is so important.
So there was one product in her line that kind of helps lead us into our first like true skincare scam, and that's eye cream. So Miss Susan has been an advocate against eye cream since the beginning. And this, like, a lot of people were, like, really upset with her for, like, releasing an eye cream.
Yeah. But, like, listen, I remember her saying that she did use eye cream for something.
Which,
like, to apply makeup over.
Unless you have an eye cream that has, like, dimethicone in it, I don't see what the benefit would be. Like, unless it's a more, like, silicone-y eye cream that, like, fills in the, like, the little divots and gaps. It wouldn't do anything other than a regular moisturizer. So listen, that's the thing. Eye cream is just moisturizer. But it's so expensive. And it does the exact same thing as moisturizer. So, like, why you dropping $60, $70, $80 on a tiny little tub of moisturizer?
I mean, I stopped using eye cream ever since I watched that video where she talked about it, and then we were, like, researching on the topic. And I just use my, like, regular moisturizer now.
Yeah. So, like, if you're going to put it around your eyes, like, go for a moisturizer that doesn't have, like, a lot of fragrance to it. That's the only thing. And maybe don't put, like, retinol around your eyes. So as long as you're using a gentle moisturizer and you're applying it gently around your eyes, like, there's no need for eye cream. It's, no. Baby, no. I don't think...
like, let's simplify our skincare routine where we can. Of course, if you enjoy, you know, having the extra luxurious step of putting on eye cream, you do you. But
yeah, if you want to flush money down the toilet, go for it. It's your cash.
Yeah, like, we're, you know, again, we're about simplifying the skincare routine, make it easy on yourself. Yeah, so that's my opinion on eye cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next thing, CBD beauty. It's everywhere.
I have so many opinions.
So let's start with, have you ever used CBD beauty, like skincare products?
Yes, I got a sample of the Herbivore Emerald oil with CBD. And it was a really nice face oil. I'm not gonna lie. It was really fucking nice. I really enjoyed it. What about you?
I haven't used CBD beauty, but I've used, like, CBD products where it claims to I mean CBD, like, creams and, like, moisturizers where it claims to, like, relieve pain, like, help moisturize or whatever the heck. And it's like, it's nice to have, but I don't see, like, a significant difference in it. So maybe it's just the brand that I used.
You know, my mother and grandmother both use the Melt CBD lotion from Kush Queen.
Yeah.
And they both have great experiences with that for, like, pain relief. Okay. So there's something to be said for that. But we're not really talking about, like, the CBD lotions. Because those, like, we already know that those have benefits for pain relief. We're talking about, like, shit you put on your face that has CBD in it.
Yeah, so CBD claims to have anti-inflammatory benefits.
It does have anti-inflammatory benefits. It's not a claim. Yeah. It's a thing.
It does. But I am a little bit skeptical about it because there's a lot of other great ingredients that go into these CBD beauty products where if you take the CBD out, it might have the same, like, results, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, I've done a lot of research on this because we've thought about it a lot, and we've
I wanted to do a CBD line at one point.
Yeah, like, we've been approached multiple times about doing, like, CBD skincare.
Yeah.
So basically, like, what I've, through a lot of research, come away with is, yes, CBD is an anti-inflammatory, but it doesn't really do anything for you topically. Yeah. So there are so many other anti-inflammatory ingredients that are not as expensive and not unregulated. So, like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
CBD is such a new industry and such a new, like, beast that there's not a lot of regulation right now, and particularly not overseas. So what was astonishing to me is that most CBD that gets used like in products like skincare and things like that is actually imported from China. Hemp is used as like a filler crop. So like in between crops, they'll plant hemp. And they use that to basically like clear out the soil, like keep the soil from getting like too acidic or something like that. But it's coming from China, and they don't have a lot of regulations, and the areas that it's being farmed in are often highly polluted. Hemp is really good at absorbing pollution. So it's not always like the safest ingredient, particularly if you're looking for clean beauty, made in the USA. Like, you may not be aware.
Which a lot of these CBD products claim to be.
Right.
But then if you're sourcing your hemp from, like, let's say overseas, or maybe you don't even know, but the manufacturer that you work with sources it from overseas, then it, you know, it's maybe not exactly clean beauty.
Yeah. So there was a study a couple years ago where, oh God, I don't remember which university did it, but there was like a lab or a university that took, I believe it was like 700 of the top CBD products across like the beauty and wellness industry and tested them, and like 40% of them came back positive for harmful stuff, including like mercury, lead, arsenic, like really fucking crazy toxic substances were included along with the CBD in these products. So with CBD, like, if you're gonna do it, like, get the good shit, you know?
Yeah. Don't,
like, buy a $7 CBD lotion. Or, like, moisturizer. It's probably not good quality CBD. Like, I'm all for drugstore beauty, but maybe not when it comes to CBD.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
any other thoughts on CBD beauty?
If you're looking for the anti-inflammatory stuff, like, again, so many
There's, like, some great alternatives, right?
Yeah, like, green tea is a phenomenal one.
I love green tea.
Dude, that, you know that I have, like, a special place in my heart for that green tea cleanser. It's from a brand called Audacity. It's, like, this powder, like, green tea and spirulina cleanser, and it's, like, it's the fucking shit. It is the best thing I've ever put on my face. I love it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a great one. You can also do turmeric. That's a really good anti-inflammatory. Colloidal oatmeal is really good if you have, like, eczema, psoriasis. Those. And resveratrol is another good one.
Yes.
So, I would say try one of those first before you shell out the money for a CBD product. Because you're going to get similar results at half the cost.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next, skincare scam. Which I'm kind of sad to hear that it's a scam because I fucking love it. But it's essential oils.
Yeah.
Tell us more about this.
Yeah. So, listen. Essential oils. Personally, I'm fine with them as, like, the fragrance in a skincare product. They can be, like, a really good natural fragrance. And it's another thing that I learned recently is that there's actually, like, it's either 2,000 or 4,000 different chemicals that are related to fragrance that only have to be listed on the ingredient list as fragrance or perfume. But there's, like, thousands of chemicals that you don't even have to list.
Yeah.
So, like, who the fuck knows what is fragrancing your skincare? And some people are really sensitive. Like, you know, I'm super fucking sensitive to fragrance in skincare. It makes me break out and shit.
You have a strong nose.
I also have a strong nose, yes. God, I hate the smell of that collagen beauty cream. I hate it so much.
It's the best-selling product.
I know, but it smells like an old lady. I can't, you know that Coty Airspun powder?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Okay, don't, because it straight up smells like a bottle of, like, old lady perfume. And it stays, it's not, like, one of those things that, like, smells and then, like, it fades. Like, no, 8 hours later, you still smell like grandma. So, anyway. So, yeah, I'm personally fine with it as a fragrance in skincare, but some people are out here applying it as, like, their skincare. This is problematic.
No, are you serious?
Yes.
Wait, I didn't know this part.
Yes. This is an issue.
I thought you were going to talk about, like, it, like, having roll-ons, which I, like, love roll-ons because it has, like, the fragrance, like, helps with stress relief.
You mean...
But, like, you're telling me they put that shit on their skin?
Yes,
oh, let me tell you about that one time I almost poisoned myself with tea tree oil. But we'll get back to that.
So, people are, like, putting it on their skin. They're, like, mildly diluting it with DIY recipes. And even some... Honestly, like, that brand that I was just talking about, Audacity, their whole line, apart from their cleansers, is, like, these essential oil serums, which are basically, like, jojoba oil, olive oil, and essential oil. So, essential oils are super, super concentrated extracts of plants. Most of them you cannot apply to your skin without, like, some serious dilution. So you can cause a lot of damage if you're, like, DIYing this, or if it's not properly diluted in a carrier, you can actually, like, cause damage to your skin. Some other issues. I have a lot of issues with essential oils. I love the way they smell. Happy to have them, like, diffusing in my home. I'll apply a bit of, like, skin safe lavender oil to like, mosquito bites to help with itching. That's fine. But some people out here ingesting essential oils.
What?
Yes, and a lot of those, like, essential oil MLMs encourage ingestion.
Oh my god.
Some of them are okay to ingest, but many are not. My mother's friend has been doing, like, Young Living for years, and they were encouraging her to, like, add it to her water, take a drop.
Holy fuck.
She started having stomach pain. And oh no, it gets worse. She went to the doctor, and they did an MRI, ultrasound, I don't know. They looked at her. Her fucking intestines are Swiss cheese. The essential oils burned holes in her intestines.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god. That is so scary.
And that is why we don't ingest essential oils.
You guys, do your research, please, before you ingest anything in.
Yeah, don't put anything in your
Or applying on yours. Okay, so speaking of that shit, let me tell you about that one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had a cold sore. Every time, like, I super stress or just, like, not take care of myself well, like, I get a cold sore. It's really shitty. But this one time, it was before a really important event, so I was trying everything I can to make sure that shit, like, calms down. So I had, like, Googled it the fuck up, how to treat cold sore naturally, because I couldn't get my hands on Abreva. So it said to put tea tree oil on the fucking cold sore. Okay, so my dumbass didn't read, like, and I have this problem all the time, I don't read the full fucking instructions. So instead of diluting that shit with some water, I fucking put that shit straight to my face. And it's, of course, it's, like, in an area where it's near my mouth. So, like, halfway into the day, I started losing my taste. I started getting really nauseous.
Oh, my God.
And obviously my cold sore wasn't going away. And there was, like, a really, really bitter taste in my mouth. So I was like, what's going on? Maybe I'm car sick. No, I wasn't fucking car sick. I almost poisoned myself, you guys. Or I pretty much did, but I didn't die from it. Because you're not supposed to put tea tree or ingest tea tree.
No, and you should heavily dilute it when you're applying it to your skin.
Yeah, and also it burned the fuck out of my cold sore, so my cold sore made it worse.
And that's the story of why we don't apply essential oils without diluting.
Don't Google shit for do it yourself. And also, like, speaking of do it yourself, like, all these Pinterest accounts telling you to, like, put lemon straight to your face.
No. No.
Don't do
that.
it.
Don't
do that.
Do you remember, like, It was back in, like, 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Those egg white pore strips
my
were,
God.
like, the rage. Did you ever try them?
I think I did.
I did.
I want to say I did.
It did not go well.
Also, pore strips are not good for your nose, y'all. Did you know that?
I
if
did,
you don't have the
listen,
proper aftercare,
listen,
it can actually make it worse.
I'm guilty of this.
Fuck yeah, me too.
I
used to use pore strips like twice a week.
I am aware.
It is very satisfying though.
Of how I know.
When you see those like nasty ass little dots on your pore strip, I love watching pimple popping videos.
Oh my God,
and
me too.
Videos.
Me too. Yeah. And I'm like, but then I keep watching.
Yeah.
You know, like it makes me sick, but also like I can't look away. It's like a car wreck. Yeah, like so Greg has like really large pores and like acne prone skin. I was telling you this morning about like the breakout.
Also, now that you mentioned it, maybe he should go get like a clear and brilliant facial or some sort of like microneedling, because when I had really bad acne, you can also do it on your back, right? Well, when it like calms the breakouts down, but what it can do is like regenerate the skin so that now that acne prone layer of the skin is gone.
Yeah, I'll see if he'll be willing to do it. I mean, I can't get him to, like, wash his face consistently, so. But, like, he has really large pores, like, especially around his nose, and they get, like, seriously clogged. And it's not even, like, it's not blackheads. It's just, like, sebaceous filaments that are, like, really big.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of hardened because they're, like, so exposed to the surface. So he really likes doing pore strips.
Yeah. That must be so satisfying and disgusting to watch.
Yeah, it basically is. But it kind of is, like, my favorite thing in the world. It's nasty, but, like, I'm into it.
Yeah. So, next, moving on. Ready to move on?
Yeah.
I really want to talk about this.
Oh,
facial devices, y'all. Facial devices. I almost dropped $500 on a new facial device because I was like, fuck yeah, this is what I need. TikTok made me do it. But luckily, I didn't do it.
Why didn't you?
Okay, so I wanted to get like some sort of like LED treatment. So my face has been, I just felt like it's been getting really puffy. So I was watching TikTok videos and I saw these like skincare enthusiasts use it. And I'm like, damn, like maybe I can treat myself. And then I asked my boyfriend, I was like, hey babe, like will it tighten my face? And he said, no, it won't give you the results that you want. And so I ended up like not getting it. And
that's good. Save yourself $500.
For real. But like there's different facial devices out there. You have like the hot and cool ones. You have like the LED ones. What else do we got?
Even like gua shas and like jade rollers.
Yeah. Like I'm a little bit, I don't know how I feel about like gua shas. Gua shas, like I've seen videos where it like depuffs. So like if you're someone who like bloats or like, like has, it's good for like lymphatic drainage if you use it properly. And it's so important that you know how to use it properly because you can actually tug your skin the wrong way or like give yourself, or like I've seen some people do it too harsh and then they like damage the outer layer of their skin. So again, it's really important how you use these facial devices. I personally bought a gua sha because I wanted to use it to like depuff my face, but I haven't really had time to even do it, so I don't even know what to tell y'all.
What I think is like the scam part of that is that it's not necessary. So as far as like lymphatic drainage, like you can use your hands to massage your face.
You don't need to spend $50 on a rose quartz gua sha.
No, like, and you have, when you're using like your fingers, you have more control over the pressure. You're less likely to go too harsh. It's not necessary. Like, it's just an extra thing to add into your skincare routine. Again, all comes down for us to simplicity,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Use your damn hands. It's like how applying eyeshadow with your finger just works better.
Yeah.
When you're like doing that, like
that, also make sure you're so gentle because the area around your eye is so thin, and if you fucking out there like hella putting on that eyeshadow, you're gonna get wrinkles. So I like to dab.
Well,
dab,
but
dab,
also,
dab, dab, dab.
but you can be difficult. Like, you could be harsh with a brush too. It's not like just.
Yes,
That's just
absolutely.
a general rule: is be nice to your eyelids, unless you
Absolutely.
want wrinkles.
So with facial devices, it's an added step to your routine. You don't need it. It's probably not going to give you the results you want, unfortunately.
Why won't it give you the results?
Because okay, so for instance, with microneedling facial devices, chances are you probably don't know what the fuck you're doing, right? And you're not going to have the proper post-care to make sure that your skin doesn't get damaged from the microneedling. So it's best to seek a professional who does the microneedling for you. Also with the LED ones, like the light just won't be able to penetrate and do anything. So usually with LED lights, it's going to lift or it's going to heal acne. I've come across a lot of articles that actually say that there were results. So again, I haven't done it for myself, so I don't know. But it's just like, for me, the reason I wanted to use a facial device is to lift my face. And honestly, there's no amount of facial devicing. I can use it like 5 times a day daily, and it's not going to do the same results. So instead of spending $500 on a facial device and having to use it every day, I did what's called PDO threads to lift my face because I have like really big cheeks. And of course, with aging, with time, it's just going to continue to
You don't
sag.
have big cheeks.
It's just,
you always say that you do, but you don't.
I have big cheeks and I'm proud of them, but I just wanted them a little bit lifted. So anyways, I took the easy route out and I just got PDO threads, and it is expensive, but you know what? It's going to give me longer lasting results. Not encouraging you to get PDO threads, but that is an option.
I mean, like PDO threads, Botox, fillers, like those can all help achieve more of a like permanent result. Because even like whatever benefit you're getting from, let's say, like a gua sha to depuff, like it's a temporary solution.
It is a temporary solution. I want to make that clear too. When you're depuffing, it ain't gonna be like your face is gonna depuff the whole day.
So you got to do it all the time.
Yeah.
With that LED thing, like I cannot imagine that any like LED facial device would have enough power behind it to provide results. Are you typing in the middle of our podcast?
I'm trying.
I
to
can
find
hear
some
you, bruh.
info on why LED light facials don't work for the skin. I want to provide.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not like having an issue with the idea of an LED light facial. What I'm having issue with is what you could purchase like over the counter. You know, because that's like a professional medical grade light, which there's no way you can afford that for $500. The light bulb probably costs $500. So I just don't think that what you could like buy and take home could be strong enough to produce the results that you would see from an actual like light facial at a medical provider.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that.
But definitely the microneedling one, like, please, for the
God.
love
Okay,
of
so
God, please.
I have some tea.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I was on TikTok, and Chriselle Lim had helped promote one of this microneedling device that was a product of Vanessa Lee. She was like an RN who's like Insta famous, has a lot of clients, does like Botox fillers, the whole shebang, right? Homegirl has her own practice. So she had come out with this like microneedling device where it's like a stamp. So you stamp it along and it helps to like, you know, anti-age and shit.
Okay.
So she was having these influencers promote this product, and Chriselle Lim was one of them. And it had a shit ton of attention. As you can imagine, these are like they have tons and tons of fans. I'm a fan of them. But this doctor had gone on and basically called out Chriselle Lim for like promoting this product, because if you don't have the proper post care, you're going to be damaging your skin. And so Chriselle Lim actually produced an apology video to explain to her customers and her fans what the, I guess, like pros and cons of microneedling with this device is. So I appreciate that, you know, she had apologized for it and clarified things. But again, it just goes to like you got to be careful with it, dude.
Yeah, and not even just like damaging your skin. That's like even my secondary concern. My primary concern is you are like actively opening up wounds on your face. And if you are not doing it properly and you're not receiving proper post care, like you are opening yourself up to so much fucking infection.
Yeah.
Like get ready to see tons of pimples in addition to long-term skin damage, especially if you pick at those pimples. Like it's not worth it. Like just go to a medical provider who knows what they're doing and can like give you proper post care.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For the love of God, don't do it yourself.
Yes. All right. And the last topic that we wanted to touch on in this episode is cancel culture. I feel like it's been so fucking prevalent the last couple of months.
Yeah, this
just
even,
like everywhere.
Yeah, this even kind of goes into what we were talking about earlier with Susan. Like, you said that you don't think that this is gonna impact your support of her. I mean, for me personally, like, it is impacting my willingness to be supportive of her.
I don't want it to, and I'm just waiting for her to please release a video or like some sort of response to like clarify these details because I love her and it does disappoint me.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like, some people don't believe that cancel culture exists. Others do. If I can speak for both of us, I think we both believe that it does exist and that it's no longer helpful.
Yeah. So there's cancel culture across society, right? Specifically today, we want to talk about cancel culture in the beauty industry. And that cancel culture is very like popular amongst like tea channels. It's basically, some people take it too far and it's basically bullying. You know, it's harassment online. And I get that sometimes these individuals who are being canceled have done something like awful. But I feel like, yes, people should learn their lesson. They know that they should know that they did something wrong. But like, at what point does that line get drawn? You know?
Yeah.
So as much as I enjoy like the tea and, you know, these drama channels, like I've really taken a step back and stopped watching them.
Yeah, I feel like they're a lot of the issue because it often, for me, feels like there's some fishing involved. There are instances that I can recall that like were totally justified. For instance, the Jaclyn Hill lipstick launch. That was an absolute clusterfuck. And people were very right to be upset with the way that it was handled. But then I also think about, I think I told you about it like a year ago. It's always stuck with me. There was a feminine care brand that had a vagina sheet mask. Yeah. So it was a total gimmick product, and I don't think they were pretending that it was anything other than a gimmick product. But people online got very upset that they were suggesting that your vagina needed a mask, and they came back and said, we're not saying that. It's there if you want it. We made this for people who have like dry, itchy skin down there. So like if that's not you, you don't need to use this product. And then the other like thing that people were upset about with that brand was that their packaging was a pink triangle. Why do you think it was a pink triangle?
Because it was in the shape of your fucking vagina.
Which is pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't aware of this, but it was brought out as a result of this issue with the do I need a vagina sheet mask. Pink triangles were used by the Nazi Party in World War II to denote gay men. So some people, like, tried to make it into a thing of this company being homophobic and, like, white supremacists. And I felt like that went way too far. Because obviously,
Yeah,
like, that was not the intention.
Yeah, I don't think that was the intention. And it's, I mean, it's unfortunate, like, that many of us may not know this part of history, that, you know, the pink triangle had represented something awful. But I feel like it wasn't interpreted that way.
Yeah.
And I had wished that instead of canceling this brand and making it into this thing of, like, wrong intention, that they had kindly educated consumers that, like, hey, you know, like, this pink triangle means this, instead of, like, canceling that brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like it's often, like, a gut reaction, like an emotional reaction, when what I hope as we, like, progress through society, I hope that we come to a point where we're more willing to hear the other side as well.
Yeah.
In most of these instances, I really think that, like, there was no bad intention. It was a genuine mistake. We try very hard to, like, every time we make a decision, like, think about how it'll be interpreted by different people. And it's really hard. Like, it's really hard.
Yeah, because you really can't please everyone as much as we want to. You know, we want to be mindful and respectful of everyone. But there's always going to be someone that we offend. And we hope that, you know,
I mean, I hope not, but...
yeah, and if that day comes where we offend someone, like, you know, like, let us know. But, like, be here to educate us. We're here to listen. And I feel like there needs to be more kind people in the world.
Yes. I think there is a way to let companies know that companies and influencers and all these people, like, I think there's a way to let them know that they have some growing to do without it turning into, like, a hate fest and nastiness and, like, calling it out all over social media.
Yeah.
So, and if they're not willing to, like, listen and learn, then don't give them your money, like, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's my thoughts. And again, totally recognize that as a middle-class white woman, my experience in the beauty industry is different than that of a lot of other people, particularly people of color. So I'm aware that I don't have the same viewpoint on a lot of these issues because I haven't experienced the same kind of, like, discrimination or racism within the beauty industry. I'm asking for, like, some kindness when letting people know that they've upset you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I thank you so much for sharing that, Alexis. And, you know, thank you for listening to this episode. We know that there's a shit ton of fuckery that's going on in the world right now.
So much fuckery.
And, you know, we hope that you find peace within yourself, within your life right now. And, you know, we're so glad that you're able to join us. And that we hope we brought, you know, some, like, fun topics to you guys today and maybe, like, educated you a little bit on some of the, you know, skincare happenings.
Thank you, Jen. That was beautiful.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, that's it. I'm signing off then.
All right. Bye, bitch.